Greetings. Welcome to my class. My name is Leah. In this class, we'll be focusing on building up some solar plexus strength to help promote the digestive tract and build confidence, willpower, and that inner fire. This will be a brief 15-minute class that offers modifications using blocks and blankets. So if you have these things on hand, feel free to bring them with you to your mat. We're going to start off with some breath work. This would be a good time to have either your block or blanket handy. If you have a blanket, you can fold it up and place it. You can place it underneath your sits bones, or if you have a block, you can place that down and it will help you to sit more upright, erecting your spine and taking some of the pressure out of your lower back. We're going to begin with a breath of fire technique that uses the solar plexus as a pump to help project energy up to the higher chakras. This specific technique is called the ego eradicator, and it utilizes a breath of fire, which looks a little bit like this. With breath of fire, the exhalation is a forced exhale, and the inhale happens naturally with no effort on your behalf. We're going to do this for about a minute and a half. I'm going to cue you after that minute and a half to hold your breath for a moment, to allow the energy to sink in, and then you're going to exhale and allow the energy to integrate. The hand placement is going to take the fingertips and curl them in so that way the finger beds are pressing against the top of the palm. Thumbs are going to be extended out as so. And arms are going to be up in this V shape. Elbows are not quite locked, but triceps are engaged to prevent any type of flimsiness in the arms. So you want your arms nice and strong. Thumbs are pointing toward each other. We're going to close our eyes. Gaze is going to be in between the brow points. We're going to take a regular deep inhale through the nose and a regular exhale through the nose. On the next inhale, we're going to begin a breath of fire. So take a deep inhale in and begin. Almost there, keep going. Deep inhale in, hold your breath at the top. Squeeze your navel toward your spine. Gaze is in between the brow point with your eyes closed. Hold. And exhale, slowly empty. Slowly lower the arms down to the sides. Flip your eyelids open and notice that you might feel a little bit more clear after the breath of fire. Breath of fire, your ego eradicator, is a great way to get a little bit of fire in the solar plexus as you're using the navel as a pump to pull up any type of negative energy, any dense, stagnant energy in the lower chakras. We're going to find our way into the cat-cow position. So remove your block if you have it underneath your sits bones. And here we can keep our blanket folded in case you have any tension in the knees while applying pressure to the mat or the floor. You can fold the blanket, place your knees on the blanket to provide a little extra cushion. quadruped shape, we got our wrists stacked underneath our shoulders, knees stacked underneath the hips. And we're going to begin with a few cat-cows just to warm up the spine. Inhaling, curling, wrapping the pelvis up toward the sky, crown of the head pulls toward the ceiling. Exhale, pulling everything in, tucking the pelvis, bringing your chin toward your navel point. Inhale, rounding up. Exhale, rounding in. One last time, inhale up. Exhale, rounding in. And then find yourself back in neutral. On the next inhale, shift your weight to your right knee and then kick your left heel back, pulling your toes toward the mat, wrapping your inner left thigh inward so that way your toes and your heel are perpendicular to the floor. And then we're going to inhale, reach the right arm out straight, hold for a moment, and exhale, bring elbow to knee for a squeeze. Inhale, extending back out, expansion. Exhale, lower right hand down. Inhale, kick your left foot out to the side. Pressing into the right hand, we're going to inhale, lift the left arm up toward the ceiling. Exhale, reach it down underneath the shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up one last time. Exhale, squeeze. Plant your left hand down. And replace your left knee on top of your mat. We're going to come back into that quadruped shape, so making sure our biceps are wrapping forward. Inhale, push the right heel back toward the room behind. Exhale. Inhale, lift your left arm up to find a spinal balance. Squeezing the core, finding equilibrium. Exhale, squeeze elbow to knee, hover. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, place left hand down. Exhale, kick right foot out toward the side. If you found like this was a hard position to maintain, you can use your block underneath your left palm to provide a little bit of leverage on the left side. Inhale, lifts your right arm up. Exhale, weave it through. Inhale, lift. Exhale, weave. Inhale, lift. Hold for a moment. Exhale, weave it through. Replant right hand down. Replace right knee. And remove your block. So we're going to curl our back toes, curl our toes under, and press into our hands, press into the toe beds to lift our knees up for a hover, finding some fire, pulling our navel toward the spine. Exhale, lower the knees down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And on this last inhale, we're going to push back into our downward facing dog. Chest is threading through the shoulders toward the mat. Heels are pressing down toward the mat, and it's perfectly fine if there's some space between the heels and the mat. We're actually more focused on elongating the spine here, so walk your hands out forward a little bit to find some length in the spine. Wrapping biceps forward to broaden the shoulders, gaze is directly down at your mat. Take a deep inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, pulls right heel toward the ceiling, thinking about wrapping the inner thigh in and pulling the toes toward the mat. Bend your knee, bring it into your chest for a hover, and then plant your foot between your hands. Drop your back knee onto the blanket for support, finding ourselves in a low lunge. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, hands come to prayer and twisting over to the right side, hooking left elbow on outer right thigh. Deep inhale here, deep exhale. Unhook the elbow, coming coming back into prayer. Take your block and place it on the inside of the right foot for a little bit of leverage here. Take your left palm, place it on top of the block, curl your back toes under, and lift your left knee off of the blanket below you. Lift your right arm up for a reach, finding ourselves in a twist. Gaze is at that right thumb. Exhale, lower the knee, drop your right hand down, frame left foot, and pressing into both finger beds, bring your right knee back toward that quadruped shape. Lower your palms down to the mat, curl your toes under, and press back into downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, lifts the left heel up toward the sky, squeezing your bum. Exhale, draws knee to chest, hover. Plant your left foot between your hands, drop your right knee down onto the blanket, untuck your back toes. Inhale, lifts you up into a low lunge. Holding here for a moment. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Inhale. Exhale, twisting over that left leg, coming into a bind. Gaze is over the left shoulder, trying to bring your thumbs toward your sternum. Pressing the outer left hip into the elbow, and the elbow is pressing into the outer left hip. Trying to keep our chest lifted. Inhale here, and then exhale, return back to center. Grab your block, place it on the inside of the left foot. Plant your right hand down on the block. Curl your back toes under. Straighten out back knee. And then inhale, lift your left arm up toward the sky, coming into a twisted low lunge off of the ground. Inhale. And exhale, plant your hand down. Remove your block. Come into both finger pads on both hands. Bring your left knee back to meet the right. Plant both hands down. Curl your toes under, coming into downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale. We're going to make our way into chair pose, so let's take a gaze in between our thumbs. Inhale. And then exhale, you can step as this, or you can hop between your hands, whichever is in your practice. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can bring your feet together with a little sliver between your heels, or if you need a little bit more of a base, open up your feet to create some space with your ankles stacked under your knees. Hips are back, chest is lifted, sinking into the chair, arms are up. Pressing into the heel of your foot. Trying not to let the knees go past the toes. Inhale here, exhale prayer. Inhale, exhale twist to your left. Gaze is over the left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Inhale, straighten out legs. Reach arms up overhead. Gaze in between your hands. Exhale, swan dive down. Coming into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back left, step back right, drop your knees, coming down onto your heels for rock pose. And then press into your left hand, kick your heels out from underneath of you to come to a seat. We're going to do a little bit of core before we close our practice with some cool down. Find yourself in this upright hook line position with your knees bent, chest is lifted, hands are reaching forward. Really thinking about pulling the chest between the shoulders, navel is pulling toward your spine. If you want, you can play with lifting one leg up for a little bit extra challenge, or you can try both legs. Really thinking about squeezing your knees toward your chest, but chest is still lifted. Drop your left leg down if you have both legs lifted, and see if you can grab your right toe with a peace finger grip on your left, with your left hand. Grab your right toe using a peace finger grip, and then try to extend out your right leg. If you have a little bit of a bend to your knee, that's perfectly fine. Here, we're just working within our tolerance. Pressing into the left heel for balance, and just see where the range of motion is for you, and then begin to reach your right arm back behind you for a twist. Deep inhale here, and exhale. Bring your right arm back to meet the left, and slowly lower down your right leg. Inhale, lifts the left leg up, bend the knee, peace finger grip with your opposite hand around the big toe. Begin to straighten out that knee to your tolerance, and then reach your left arm back, finding a twist. Holding here for a moment, working within your tolerance. Gaze is at the left thumb, and then exhale, bring yourself back to center, slowly lower. Bend your knees so that your feet are planted flat. Just reach out your hands and slowly lower vertebrae after vertebrae onto your back, finding yourselves not quite in Savasana yet. We're going to bend our knees and squeeze them toward our chest. Drop your left foot down toward the mat. Cross your right leg over. And then bring your arms into a T shape on either side. Take a deep inhale here, and then let both knees rock toward your left side. Trying to keep that right shoulder on the mat. And then turn your gaze toward the right thumb. Finding a stretch and a twist in the digestive organs. Deep inhale here, and exhale. Bring your knees back to center. Unhook right leg, and then bring left knee to hover. Cross over right knee. Inhale and exhale, tilt both knees to the right side this time. Gaze is over the left thumb. Allowing the breath to deepen or stretch. Slowly make your way back to center. Uncross top leg. Press your hands to your sides. Palms face down. Rock the small of your back toward the mat to engage the core. And then simultaneously press into both heels to lift your hips up toward the sky, pulling your chin away from your chest, but your chest is rising toward your chin. Squeezing your glutes, squeezing your bum. And exhale down, slowly lower. Hug your knees one last time. And then make your way into Savasana, letting your legs relax long, letting your legs rock out, opening up. Your hands to your sides, palms facing up, finding deep relaxation in this pose, allowing ourselves to be completely present in this moment. You have nowhere to be besides here. You have nowhere to go, nothing to do. Allow yourself to integrate your practice. Allow the energy to find its equilibrium, find its balance within your body. May the inner fire guide you on your life's journey. Keep your eyes closed and just focus on your breath. Every inhale, feeling your chest and your belly expand. With every exhale, feeling the air empty from your being. Please allow yourself 3 to 5 minutes to digest your practice in Savasana. I thank you so much for joining me for class today. May there be peace in your thoughts. May there be peace in your words. May there be peace in your heart. Namaste.